Uh, 2.4, example 6. We're solving equations. We're in the complex number section, so we're expecting the answer to be complex. For A, first thing I'm going to do is subtract 4 from both sides. Get x squared equals negative 4. And then if I square root both sides, I'll end up with x equals, the square root of 4 is 2. And since there's a negative sign, it's 2i. And then plus or minus as I square root it. So plus or minus 2i, and that's how you solve A. For part B, it's a little harder. First thing I notice is that this thing does not factor, which you always want to try to factor quadratic equations if you can. So I have to do quadratic formula. So plus or minus b, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So 2 plus or minus the square root of, this will be 4 minus 60 or negative 56 over 6. And now I've got to simplify it. Before, if I had a negative number, we just said no real solution and said the heck with it. But now, since we're in complex numbers, we have to actually simplify square root negative 56. So the first thing I notice is there's going to be a negative 1. Then the perfect square number that's in 56 is 4. It's 4 times 14. And so that simplifies to a 2 square root 14i. And so I'm going to rewrite this as 2 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 2 square root 14i divided by 6. Then to put it in the standard form, 2 divided by 6 is 1/3, plus or minus 2 over 6 is 3 on the bottom, so square root 14 over 3 is a fraction, I. And so there is the answer to part B in simplified form. Go ahead and try number 75 out of your book. 75 says x squared minus 2x plus 2 equals 0. You're going to need quadratic formula. Go ahead and try it out. Press pause. When you come back, you'll be able to see how to work it out correctly. Okay, now we're back. Negative 2 here. That means I have to go plus or minus 2, or sorry, negative b, so positive 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And that becomes 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 8 is negative 4 over 2. Square root of negative 4 is 2i. And then simplified complex form, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1 again, so I get 1 plus or minus I.